I am about to destroy your inner critic so you can have freedom for the rest of your life. You don't need therapy, you don't need to silence your inner critic, and you definitely don't need any of these kind of worthless coping strategies. Look, I lived every day with a bully in my mind for 7 years, and so now I'm going to show you how I became free forever so you don't have to struggle like I did. I am Ray, and I am here to guide you toward freedom from the tyranny of your mind. First things first, everything that the mind tells you is a lie. There is no rule book that says you have to believe even a single thing that the mind tells you. The mind is like a sleazy salesman. It knows all the right buttons to push to get you to buy the story that it is selling you. It will use your insecurities, your trauma, your relationships, your fear. But at the end of the day, if you are not open for business, the mind has absolutely no power over you whatsoever. I call this negative mind parasite the monster mind, and it uses your belief to feed off of your energy. Whenever you react with fear, with negativity, with shame, with guilt, it gets stronger and you grow weaker. This is why we often feel like a slave to our minds, like we can't escape this mind prison. The monster mind steals our energy, and without energy we become powerless. But as spiritual teacher Muji once said, a thought has no power. You have all the power, but you give your power to the thought through your identification and belief in the thought. The moment you take away your belief is the moment that all of your thoughts lose power over you for good. The only reason that fear or anxiety can work its way back in is because there is some part of you that is open to the possibility that, what the mind is telling you could possibly be true. Think about it this way. Once you know somebody's a liar, can you trust a single thing they say ever again? What this inner critic will do is that it will get you to believe its story by providing you evidence that confirms what it says. But these are also lies. Your mind will cause you to hyper-focus specifically on only the things that confirm what it's trying to get you to believe. And it will get you to ignore everything else. Remember that this monster mind, your inner critic, is hijacking your attention and using your belief to feed off your energy. The moment you take away your belief is the moment you no longer entertain these negative thoughts, and they lose all power over you. Your inner critic has absolutely no power whatsoever. You have all the power, but you are giving your power away. Why? You see, the monster mind is much like a vampire. It requires your permission to enter your home. Your inner critic cannot just steal your energy without your consent. You have to give it away of your own free will. That is why it has to manipulate and coerce you into believing the lies. The monster mind has no power of its own, and so it has to steal yours to survive. The moment that you realize that you have absolute power and control over the things that you give your energy to, that is the moment that you become free. You realize that there is no point to ever give your attention and energy to things that are negative. So why would you ever for another moment entertain a thought that doesn't serve you? You have the power to believe a thought or not. So it's about time that you claim authority over your power and take a stand for your own well-being. Those who don't claim authority over their power have no power. Those who don't know their rights have no rights. That is why most people live their lives as a slave, either to the world or to their own mind. You simply have not recognized how powerful you truly are. And this is the whole game that the monster mind plays. It must deceive you into believing that you are weak, vulnerable, insecure. But in fact, the monster mind is simply projecting its own weakness onto you. Your inner critic can't allow you to realize that you have all the power and it has none. because then it would die. Good riddance. You see, there is only one practice, let's say, that will lead to the death of the inner critic forever. You see, the human being is made up of 3 parts. We have a body, we have a mind, but in truth, we are consciousness. Consciousness is simply the transcendent state of energy. Energy beyond all the limitations of space and time. Meaning that consciousness is unbound, it's invincible, it's eternal, and it is infinite. Not a single experience, no matter how horrible it is, has any influence over consciousness whatsoever. So right here, right now, you can tap into your true nature as consciousness and become free from the suffering of this life, and also become free from the tyranny of your mind. The practice is simple, but it requires a strong desire. And that is, you must first recognize your true place as awareness. Realize firsthand that you are not your body and you are not your mind. I'll leave a playlist somewhere with videos in which I go into this in more depth. Once you recognize your true place as awareness, you stay there. This takes no effort. Think about it. Does it take any effort right now at this moment to be aware? It takes no effort to be who you truly are, but it takes a lot of effort to pretend to be somebody that you are not. And so you see, the problem is that we've spent a lifetime of conditioning to identifying with our minds. Almost every human being on the planet identifies with their body or their mind. And so when you become one with the mind, you become attached to it. Which means that now every thought and every experience in the world now has jurisdiction over you. It has influence. If you have a negative thought, you might feel attacked. You might feel negative. You might feel fear. Why is this happening to me? But it's not happening to you. It's happening to the person you believe yourself to be. The moment you realize that you are not your mind, you automatically enter into separation. And from this position, you are not attached to your thoughts or your experiences. You see, another word for consciousness is simply awareness. And you practice remaining as awareness through the art of observation. The more you observe with detachment, the more you grow the power of non-reaction. When you have the power of non-reaction, you choose what you give your energy and attention to. And so you reclaim authority over your power. And so the more you practice observing and remaining as awareness, the more you become one with consciousness rather than being one with the mind. In this state of awareness, no thoughts or experiences have any power over you. This is the essence of freedom and enlightenment that is available to you right now. It is only awaiting your recognition. So remember, the monster mind is like a sleazy salesman. Its job is to manipulate you into feeding it your energy through your belief. Don't do deals with devils, and you can't trust snakes. 2. You have all the power. Your inner critic has none. But you must claim authority over your power if you wish to become free from its grasp. 3. When you observe, you create detachment. And when you create detachment, you create space from your thoughts. This is your safe space that will continue to grow the more you practice. However, you are already that transcendent consciousness that is already absolutely free. What the practice really is simply remembering. If you want to dive deeper into enlightenment and your true nature as consciousness, check out this playlist. Much peace and many blessings.